So welcome. Today is it day 2 or day 3? Okay, the first day, this is in the model, the coaching model. So we did picking a true intention. Just to recap, if what you want in life is so you can avoid the pain of something else, it's never going to be considered a true intention, right? Like if I was in sales and I just wanted to sell, let's say, a lot of houses, but houses aren't my heart. I really want to sell a lot of houses just so I can kick back and write books. The focus should be on writing books, right? That's just an example. So true vision is number 1. Number 2 is understanding how the minds work. And you remember I got up here and I did my little video with the hippie bus and how your unconscious mind has been creating your reality, and your unconscious mind is feeding your subconscious mind, which tells the subconscious mind bus driver, this is what you want to keep living, even when it's not. And that you're sitting there looking at what it's already created and going, I don't want more of this, but you're looking at it and you're reacting to it. So the instructions you're giving the subconscious bus driver is, I want more of it. And then you got your superconscious mind sitting there going, hey, you, let's do some amazing things. I can hook you up. And we're like, sorry, I can't hear you. No, can't hear you. Too busy being stressed right now. Talk to me later. And the problem with that is the superconscious mind whispers. And so after a certain number of times or years or decades of us not listening to that whisper, it just fades and we just totally miss it. And then before we know it, we're what I call in the box of circumstances. So today we're going to talk about structure. And I apologize if this is backwards. I'll read it to you so you understand. The current reality is where you are right now. The desired reality is where you want to be. Okay? And where most people are in the current reality is, I want you to really follow this now. You're looking at the situations, the circumstances that you have just created from your unconscious, and you're reacting to them. And by reacting to them, you're causing more of them, which reinforces the unconscious beliefs that put them in place. Do you get that? I also call that the conveyor belt of creation. I look at what I've already created. I don't like it. I react to it. And that reaction has the chemical, emotional reaction that then reinforces this is the way it goes. It's just like a conveyor belt going around and around and around. This is the box of circumstances. And all we ever do is go in circles. And then one day we wake up and we're like, what in the hell? I'm 50 years old and I'm still struggling with this and I still can't get that. That's the structure. This is all about structure. This is a super important point. I started learning this and implementing it, I don't know how many years ago. But I got it originally, I want to give credit where credit is due, to Robert Fritz, who wrote the book, The Path of Least Resistance. And he's a music composer. And so he teaches creativity. So maybe that's not the big mainstream thing if you're not into, music or art, but it's so applicable to life. And so that's why I include it in my coaching model, structure. The other structure that you can choose is the box of possibilities. Now, notice while this one, we go around in a circle, this is a trajectory here. This one's a trajectory. It's like each activity you take gives you energy to go up higher and higher. So you're going on a trajectory. I'm here right now, I'm going there. Possibilities or circumstances. Now I want to point something out. I just started this video talking about knowing your true decisions, your true intentions. So let's say you are trying to sell things so that you can then enjoy, I don't know, you want to open a pet rescue center. If you stay focused on, I just got to make money so I can do this. I just got to make money so I can do this. You will choose to stay in the box of circumstances, and you'll continue to see what you've already created, react to it, and continue to create it and reinforce it. Around and around and around she goes. That's what will happen to you. It's when we change our structure, and our structure is literally all about knowing what we want from our higher selves, from our superconscious, from our creative selves. Do you get that? So if I'm always thinking about, I got to have this so I can finally relax, I'm going to stay in this structure. It's only when I stop and say, what do I really want? What end result would I love? What really lights you up? What are you doing all this for? And when you connect that and make that your highest intention, you change structures, because now that phone call you make isn't so you can sell something, so you can pay off a bill, so you can quit worrying about all the bills you have. That's circular. Instead, you make a phone call because it's going to introduce you to a person, and that's going to take you one step closer, and you're going to go up the staircase. That's creativity. That is living in the box of possibilities. That's what we want. Okay? And what's beautiful about the box of possibilities, besides the fact that it's not really a box, it's like this huge wide open thing, but I just made it boxes so it'll be easier. Plus I have this little diagram I made for my new book that I'm working on. But what's beautiful about the box of possibilities is that you could take the same action and it has a totally different result. Let me give you an example. Excuse me. Let's say you are a person, let's say you are a house cleaner. That's what you're doing for a living. No shame in that, right? That's a good living. You're making a living, you're cleaning houses. And if you're cleaning houses because you think you want to make enough money to pay off all your debt so that you can start saving and own a bakery, you're living in the box of circumstances. Because every time you have to go clean another house, you have another customer who's not appreciating you, cleaning supplies go up. Those are circumstance after circumstance after circumstance. And you're going to be like, enough already. You're going to keep reacting to what you've already created and therefore reinforce the energy of it and reinforce the validity of it. And you're just going to keep creating it and reacting to it. That's the vicious cycle of circumstances. Now, let's say you recognize that you're in that structure. And instead, you say, I am cleaning houses right now, but I'm focused on opening a bakery. Now, when I go to clean that house, my mind is on the end result of a bakery. I may be scrubbing a toilet, but I'm thinking about croissants. I may be vacuuming a bunch of dog hair up, but I'm envisioning my window design. And so those activities that I still take either way, no matter what box I'm in, I'm still taking those activities. But do you see how when I take it from the structure of creativity, it's pushing me forward? It's like, I can do this because I'm headed there. In the box of circumstances, I'm not going anywhere but in circles. I hate this client. This is bad. Oh my God, I'm inhaling this cleaner. I'm never going to pay off all my bills. I got to keep working so I can pay off bills. Circle, 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 conveyor belt. You have to tap into your highest, best version of what your superconscious, your higher self wants for you. And it's got to be creative. It doesn't have to be, when I say creative, it doesn't have to be art or music or design. It's something that you want more than anything, just for the want of it. Not because you should have it, not because other people have it, not because you think it'd be good to have, but because you love it. You love it. You would love to do it. What do you want? Okay, that was video 1, and it's super important. Now, if we stay focused on what we want, we're always moving towards it. Even just one phone call a day. Even cleaning out a toilet. If that cleaning out the toilet is going to get you a paycheck that you're then going to be able to put 10% away to take it closer to your dream, you're in that structure. And we change structures like this. Now, in quantum physics, I might call this jumping timelines, quantum jumping, mini worlds theory. We might call it something like that. And I'm not opposed to that. I think that a lot of people who don't really understand it talk about it. So I avoid that lingo of changing timelines, but I'm sure I've said it before. I'm sure in my meditations I've said it before. But the point is, you're really changing structures. And the beautiful thing about changing structures is that you can do it in a second. It's what you're focused on. Are you focused on what you want to create, which is over here? It's up here. Or are you focused on what you have to do every day? And it's just this, whoops, this is really hard on YouTube. And it's just over and over again, right? You don't want to be stuck in the circumstances, the box of circumstances, because you will go in like a hamster on a wheel over and over and over again. And that is not the name of the game. We want you to change your structure. So the whole idea of this video was to help you understand that every day when you wake up, you have a choice to make. Are you going to be in the structure of creativity where you're in touch with your higher self? And you've got to do that. You've got to be in touch with your higher self. I'm not saying that after you are in touch with your higher self and after you do your little session, your meditation session, that you can't, what do you call it? Hammer down, slam down an espresso and get your game on and start dancing around the house and calling people and making things happen. That's totally fine. But you got to start your day and you got to end your day with being in touch with your superconscious. You have to do that, because if you don't, you will be relinquished to living in the box of circumstances. We are 5 sense beings. We have our 5 senses, but we are foolish if we think that our 5 sense self, which is our conscious self, which is our ego. I don't mean ego as in arrogant. I mean ego as in I'm just human and I'm all alone. I'm separate. That's not true at all. What your eyes show you, you're really only seeing this much of the light spectrum. What your ears hear you, you're only hearing this much of the hearing audio spectrum. There's so many things. What is it? 450 billion bits of information a second, but we can only interpret about 1,000 of it. Some people say 2,000, but Bruce Lipton in his book said 1,000, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point is, all this stuff, we're in an ocean, a huge, enormous, universal ocean of bits of information. That's what frequency is it's information. And we only see this much of it, and we're all, I know what's going on. I got it going on. I see it all. No, you don't. I don't. Nobody does. Even the most psychic among us doesn't. There's way too much. No human being is capable of seeing 450 billion, with a B, bits of information per second. But what you do have the ability to do, what we all do, is we have the ability to understand that it's there. And if we don't tap out of the 5 sense self that says, that's all there is, this is all there is, that's all there is, this is all there is, how can we be in touch with what could be? The box of possibilities. So we start our day grounded, brain, heart, coherence. Just sink down in, let your brain waves be relaxed. Easiest to do first thing in the morning. And then you wrap your day up like that at the end of the day. And that's your superconscious mind. And you have to have that connection. All the great inventors, all the great minds, all the most creative people, all the most brilliant businessmen and women, sorry, I didn't mean men, business people, all the great ones have that connection, even if they don't call it that. Some might call it God, some might call it their center. Doesn't matter what you call it. The point is that you have to disconnect from all this noise and connect with whatever you want to call it so that you can get instructions, direction, and give instructions and direction. Do you get that? It's a two-way communication. It's not just superconscious telling you stuff. It's you also giving direction to it. And you do it through emotions and imagery. And then you listen through silence. Okay? So choose your structure. And it's always available to you to choose the structure that is creative in nature. Creative in nature, not circumstantially based. If you live your life responding and reacting to circumstances, your life will be comprised of circumstances. And we want much more for our life than that, right? All right. Check out the links below if you want to make an appointment with me. February, we're having a 45% off sale on both single sessions and magnetic marketing. So check it out if you're interested, and I hope you have a beautiful day.